Hey, this is Mike from GearHeads, and today we're looking at a 7-string multi-scale headless guitar from NK Guitars. Let's go. Okay, so let's go over the specs of this guitar. Let's go to the top here. So we have a titanium string locking headpiece. We have a bone nut, 24 stainless steel frets with very, very nicely rolled ball ends. We have a 0 fret. We have a 16-inch fretboard radius. We have luminous dot inlays, as well as luminous side markers, which work very well, by the way, very, very well. So we'll just flip this over. There's a little bit of figuring here. You can see the flame on the roasted maple fretboard. There's some bird's eye in this region. Let's flip it over here quick. We have a 5-piece neck with roasted bird's eye maple. Very nice. So we have 2 pieces of that. We have 2 pieces of Padauk, and the middle strip is Wenge. There's also carbon fiber reinforcement in the neck. The neck is bolt-on an ash body. Looks like it's 2 pieces. We have our output jack right there. And we'll flip it back around. Okay, so we have a blue burst finish on a poplar burl top, which is a veneer. It just starts here, and then on the edges here, you can see the ash body. So we have a 3-way toggle, which is actually pretty good quality. A tone and a volume. The volume is a push-pull. We have here the tuning system and bridge, which is brass. And it's very nice, holds tune very well. String changes are easy. The tuners are fairly smooth as well. And we have not the stock NK pickups, but we have some custom NK pickups by Martin Wiechers, and I'll talk more about them later on in this video. As for specs, that should be it. and the gig bag. So it comes with an NK branded gig bag. It's got some rubber here on the bottom. We'll open it up. It's got a neck holder, some padding here for the body to rest against at the bottom. Overall, it's a pretty good gig bag. I think it's on par, if not a little better than most of the gig bags you're getting from guitars these days. It's fairly protective, more protective than some of the Ibanez gig bags I've been seeing on their headless models or even their regular guitar models that you can get with a premium Ibanez, for example. Even my PRS American S2 standard has a gig bag that's a little nicer than this, but not more protective at all. It's about the same level of protectiveness. So overall, pretty good gig bag, and it comes free with the guitar, so definitely nice. I don't feel like I need to go rush out and get anything better, unless I was touring or something. But this is very adequate, I think, for most people. All right, so let's talk about these pickups. I am a very big fan of these pickups. Again, these are not the stock pickups you get with the NK7. They are custom designed by Martin Wiechers in Germany. He is working on a signature or limited model for the EU, and that guitar isn't done yet, but his pickups are. And if you want his pickups right away, I will leave his contact information in the description below, and you can contact him and get a set of these pickups. I do recommend them, especially if you're into the high output, but not excessively high output humbuckers. So I would say the bridge is really nice. It reminds me a lot of a Duncan Nazgul mixed with a Black Winter, except there's no honky mid-range that you might find sometimes in certain setups with the Nazgul, and you don't have the excessive high output or the grit or the grain that you get in the Black Winter. So it's kind of like a mix between those two pickups, but smoother. So you have, a very even bass response, pushed present mids, and a decent amount of highs as well. Very clear. All I can say is I'm very happy that Martin let me try these pickups in my guitar for demo and testing purposes, because wow, they're great. I have no intentions of swapping these out for anything different. I thought I was going to get the pickups put in, check them out, they'd be okay, and then I'd want to put in some Duncans or DiMarzios or Bare Knuckles or something else. But no, not even close. These are staying in here. They're great. The neck pickup is very well balanced with the bridge pickup. So there's no excessive differences in EQ when you switch from one to the other. They balance very nicely together. They also split extremely well. Very impressed. A lot of split tones that you get with humbuckers, they just don't sound that great. But these sound very good. Some of the best split tones I've heard. What are the cons of this instrument? Honestly, very, very, very little. And the main thing I'd like to call out and point out in terms of an issue isn't so much an issue because of the asymmetric neck. You end up not even touching that area. So what it is the transition from the fretboard to the neck was not completely sanded here. You can kind of see that mark. So if you run your finger over it back and forth, you can kind of feel that transition. It's not bad by any means, but you can feel it. I did contact the owner of NK, told him about the issue, and he said I can pay to cover the repair cost, which would just be to sand that down and put some finish back over in that area, which I forgot to mention is actually a nitro finish on the neck, which is satin, and a satin nitro on the body as well. So he said he would cover that repair cost, or he'd just send me a whole new neck. Right now I'm looking at, just because the neck feels amazing and it's perfect otherwise, I'm just looking to get a quote on a repair so they can just fix that up. Again, when I'm playing, I don't even feel it because my thumb doesn't really go in that direction, especially with the asymmetric neck. Your thumb ends up going downwards. So that's not really an issue whatsoever. So overall, what do I think about this guitar? It's 110% worth it. So much so that I would buy another one right now if I could. And there's maybe only one other guitar that I've ever purchased that I would ever think about doing that for. Just because it's such an amazing guitar for the price. And a lot of people say, oh, it's a great guitar for the price, but And that's all well and good, but this is not just a great guitar for the price, it's just a great guitar, period. You're paying so little for. If you want something comparable to this, you're paying 2.5 times, 3 times more. I mean, in terms of overall build quality, it's very good. It's great. It feels like an Ibanez Premium or a high-end Schecter Korean-made guitar, or ESP LTD from the WMI factory, World Music in Korea. Very similar in feel. So when you pick this up, it feels like you have that level of quality of an instrument, if not better. I know this feels better than even some of my Korean-made LTDs, and it feels roughly the same as my Korean Schecter KM7 Mark II in terms of quality. Although, the good thing about this is that you get a lot more options. The fret ends are fantastic. To get fret ends like this, you're looking at a $5,000 plus instrument. Probably comparable to like an Ibanez J Custom, for example. That's what the fret ends look like. Very nicely rounded. The fretwork is perfect, absolutely perfect. In terms of the small finish details, that's probably roughly what you would expect from the price range of $700 to $800 Canadian, or $550 to $600 American. So there's some small finish details you might see here and there. Oh, that could be slightly cleaner, but again, you have to go in with a microscope and really look at the fine details, and these details don't affect playability. So it doesn't faze me in the least. And as I said, I would love to just get another one of these, and because there are so many different stock finish options, I could get one for another tuning and it's going to look awesome. Where if you want like a Schecter or an LTD or a Solar or something, or even a Strandberg, there's much fewer finish options. If you're looking also for customizations, NK can do it as well. They can customize the woods, fretboard, body woods. They can do custom finishes. They can do custom inlays. If you want help with that, you can message NK directly, or you can, especially if you live in North America, you can contact Zane Wagoner. He's on the NK Headless owners Facebook group, and he's the distributor for North America, and he can make communication a little bit more seamless with NK, because communication isn't necessarily that good because there is a language barrier, so that can make things more difficult. But if you talk to Zane, he can really smooth out those rough edges and make the ordering customization process a little easier. He can also, when you order, if you request different pickups, he can get those installed there for you. If you are looking, for example, to order this guitar, and you know you're probably going to want to switch the pickups out, it's definitely easier to get active pickups. You just have to ask for an active pickup model, and if you want to throw your EMGs in there or your Fishmans in there, it's all set up and ready to do that. You just pull out the stock active pickups and throw in your active pickups, and it's a much easier process. If you have passives, more difficult because you need to have the 14-degree angle for the multiscale pickups, because they're angled. So you have to either get customizations through, say, Bare Knuckle or the Seymour Duncan Custom Shop, or you can also, and there are tutorials on the internet for this, use the base plate of the NK stock pickups and tear off the base plate of, say, a DiMarzio, and you can just then shift the coils so that they are the proper angle and orientation, and then you can mount them to the bridge plate of the stock pickups. And a lot of people do that with a lot of success. If you don't want to do that, then I definitely recommend, and you want passive pickups, I definitely recommend maybe contacting Zane, or contacting Martin Wiechers, because these are very good pickups. Again, especially if you like the high output ceramic pickup, and the neck is an Alamo 5, which is also fairly high output. Not excessively high output, but they are high output. I think a lot of people are going to like Martin's pickups for sure. I think they're a very good design decision, because I think they're going to cover a lot of bases and a lot of the tones that guitarists are going to be looking for with a guitar like this. I think it's going to cover them very well. If you're looking for a multi-scale headless guitar 7-string and you don't want to pay a lot of money, this is your absolute best option. There is nothing else that comes close, especially from a big brand name. If you want a headless Ibanez in a 7-string model, you're not getting a multi-scale and you're paying over twice the price. If you want an inexpensive multi-scale, you're paying still more, and you're getting, in my opinion, nothing even close to the quality of the majority of the components or even the build. The only other option I would consider in this price range, even though it is more expensive, is maybe GOC. They have some interesting 7-string headless guitars. I haven't tried them, but I hear good things. But again, they are quite a bit more expensive even than the NK. So 7-string multi-scale headless, you don't want to pay big money for an Ibanez or even bigger money for a Strandberg, then without question, NK is the best option. Even if you're just looking for an inexpensive 7-string guitar and you don't mind a headless and multi-scale, then yeah, I would totally consider an NK over anything else in the price range, even a regular scaled 7-string. From a big brand name company, you're not getting anything that's near as good as that NK guitar. If you are wanting to order one of these, the wait time is roughly 1 to 2 months. Mine took like 1 day, over a month to get from China to Canada. And it arrived very well. And I'm extremely, extremely happy with it. I love it. The scale length from 25 to 26 and a half, 25.5 to 26 and a half. So 1-inch fan is very comfortable. The neck is great. The asymmetric profile I thought I would have a problem with. Not at all. It's super comfortable, super comfortable. The only thing I would recommend when you order one, when you get it, is just changing the strings. It comes stock with very, very thin strings. I would say like a 9 to 42 and maybe like a 52 on the bottom. So all you have to do is put on some fresh strings, the gauge you want. You might have to file the nut a little bit to make sure that the string is properly resting on the 0 fret. And once you do that, then you're good to go. When it comes to the stock pickups, I hear some people like them, some people don't. So just be aware if you get the stock pickups that you might want to change them out. But there are plenty of people I've seen that are very happy with them. So that's good to know as well. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them in a comment down below. All I can say is, if you're thinking about one of these, totally do it. I know it's weird to kind of go on AliExpress and pay this kind of money for a guitar sight unseen, but NK is probably one of the 2 most popular guitar brands that I've seen for headless guitars on the platform, and they're very, very, very good. Very good. I love it. I love it. Again, I want another as soon as I get one. Thanks for stopping in to check it out. This has been Mike from GearHeads, see you next time.